So what if I told you that the huge screen on my very expensive motorcycle isn't nearly as useful as it should be? I mean, look at it. It's beautiful, this massive TFT. It looks like it should run NASA, but all it does is showing my speed and my engine RPM. To actually use it for anything else, I have to pay for a third-party subscription app so frustrating that it felt like punishment. That's why I was so excited when I found Chigee. It gives you Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on any motorcycle without gimmicks. Now, here's why that matters. The way I ride, chasing canyons both familiar and unknown, a proper GPS is essential. Now, I've bought expensive motorcycle-specific GPS units, and they cost more than a new smartphone, but feel like something left over from the flip phone era. And I stopped strapping my smartphone to my handlebars after vibrations destroyed too many cameras and faulty mounts left the device with all my banking information laying on the side of the road. That's why finding Chigee felt like a breakthrough, finally the solution that I've been waiting for. So what exactly is Chigee? It is a standalone display that brings full Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to any motorcycle. That means you can run your navigation, music, calls, and even control cameras all without strapping your phone to the handlebars. Your phone stays safely tucked away, while Chigee handles the interface in a clean, glove-friendly screen right in your line of sight. And the new AIO-6 is a big step forward from the previous AIO-5. The screen has grown from 5 inches to 6, but more importantly, it nearly doubled in brightness. The old unit topped out at 1200 nits, which was known to wash out in direct sunlight. The new one blasts 2300 nits, which is basically like putting a lighthouse on your handlebars. You can actually see your maps at noon in direct sunlight, which makes riding safer and way less frustrating. Now, the mounting system is also new. Instead of a fixed bracket, the 6 uses a modular quick-release design that makes it easy to move the unit between bikes or even into a car, so you don't need a separate device for each vehicle. There's also smarter features under the hood. The AIO-6 can be ordered with built-in GPS and LTE. So even if your phone loses signal or you ride out of Bluetooth range, it can still track the bike, send alerts, and even handle emergency SOS. And for riders who like extra data, it supports add-ons like tire pressure monitoring, OBD2 diagnostics, weather, and more. Now, camera integration also got a big upgrade. The AIO-6 supports rugged front and rear dash cams at 1080p and 60 frames per second with live preview right on the display. And unlike the AIO-5, it now pairs with action cameras like Insta360 or GoPro. So you can start recording, capture stills, and even view your footage right from the Chigee screen. In short, the AIO-6 fixes the visibility issues of the AIO-5, adds modular mounting, brings real security features with LTE and GPS, and folds in camera control and more motorcycle-specific add-ons. It's brighter, smarter, safer, and more versatile. Now, the hardest part of installing the Chigee is figuring out where you want to mount it. Once that's decided, it's one of the easier systems like this I've ever installed. All you need is a switched power source, and on my bike, there's a GPS plug right behind the windscreen, so I tapped into that and then ran a positive and negative lead to the battery. If you choose to run the cameras, it's just one wire each. I ran one under the seat to the back and another one through the beak up front, and everything is tucked in cleanly and out of sight. So in short, it isn't intimidating at all. I've done other systems that took over a full day. This one was up and running in about 90 minutes. The only hiccup I had was with the tire pressure monitoring system. I was so excited about real-time tire pressure and temperature because I'm a tire nerd, but on my Multistrada, the valve stem sensors fouled against the brake calipers, front and rear, which meant I can't use them, which is disappointing. So on bikes with more clearance, it shouldn't be an issue, but it's something you should be aware of when you're setting it up. Now, once I had the Chigee installed and started riding with it, it's shockingly good. At 2300 nits, I can see maps at high noon with a tinted visor, the sun directly above or at my back, and I could always make the turn where I was supposed to. Now, I love the glove-friendly touchscreen. It made it super intuitive to jump between maps, music, or the OBD2 screens without stopping. But I also love that there were 4 big analog buttons on the top of the device that worked without having to touch the screen at all if I didn't want to. And I love that it's the same interface as my car. I mean, it's CarPlay, right? So skip a track, answer a call, back to the map, whatever, your eyes stay on the road. Now, I got the optional wireless remote, which helped too. It means I can switch app and pick up on calls without even having to take my hands far away from the handlebars. But even still, I found myself using the simpler lean angle screen for the majority of the time, only switching to other screens when the situation required it. So far, Bluetooth has been really solid. It paired right up, the cardio linked right up, and I can use Siri voice commands without any drama, call home, play my writing playlist. It just works, which means I didn't have to fumble through icons or try to figure out how to use a new device. And maybe the best part is my phone stayed in my pocket. No heat from the sun, no vibration damage, no sketchy bar mounts launching my entire banking app into the weeds. The Chigee handled everything while the phone stayed safe. Now, performance-wise, it kept up. Maps loaded fast, panning is smooth. It felt as quick as using my phone, which is not something I can say about most aftermarket motorcycle gadgets. But then there's the camera stuff, right? The optional front and rear dash cams record at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and the footage is perfectly usable. I mean, it's not gonna compare to a dedicated action camera for clarity and all that, but I didn't expect it to. But the live preview on the screen made aiming them really easy, and the integration with Insta360 sealed the deal. For what I do for a living, I didn't expect to love this feature as much as I do. I can start recording, capture a clip, and even view my footage right on the Chigee screen, not to mention the live preview right there in front of me to make sure I'm getting the shot. The safety features actually add value too. Blind spot alerts give you useful pings, and using the rear cam as a live mirror was surprisingly helpful in traffic. Crash detection and SOS calling are available if you get the LTE version, along with theft tracking, geofencing, and real-time bike monitoring. Just keep in mind that CarPlay and Android Auto themselves are free, but if you choose the LTE version, it does require a monthly fee after the initial trial. And you have to buy the LTE device up front. You can't upgrade a non-LTE unit later. So if you want the added security features, it's worth it, but in my case, there's no cell service in most of the places I ride, so I went with the non-LTE version and just still carry my Garmin InReach instead. And for data nerds like me, the add-ons are pretty fun. While I wish I could use the tire pressure monitoring on my Multistrada, I can still geek out with the OBD2 data overlays, speed and temps and lean angle and more right there on the screen. Now, if you get the BMW version, it will integrate directly with the little hand controller dongle thing, but I don't have a BMW, so I can't speak to the effectiveness of any of that. Now, on a big modern bike like this, the Chigee feels like a slick upgrade, a nice alternative to doing just like a GPS system. But where I think it'll really shine is on older machines with dated dashboards. I mean, it brings those bikes into the modern era in a way that feels pretty seamless. Now, full disclosure, Chigee sent me this unit free of charge to review. But they also gave me a coupon code, CanyonChasers, that'll save you a little bit of money at checkout. But as always, my first obligation is to you. Without you watching, commenting, and supporting this channel, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So my opinions are my own, and I'll always be honest about what works and what doesn't. So listen, I was excited to try this system, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I mean, I literally get offers to review electronic farkles every week, but I pass on almost all of them. But this one promised to solve a problem I've been dealing with for years, and it did it without drama, without a subscription if I didn't want, and without having to strap my phone to the handlebars, without having to cut into the bike's wiring loop. And for me, that makes it a keeper. Now, at the end of the day, I still think every bike with a TFT should come with CarPlay or Android Auto from the factory, but until that happens, I'm happy that Chigee is helping solve that problem. So yeah, if you're considering this system, give it a look. I mean, I have links and the coupon code in the description, or you can just scan the QR code if you'd rather. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Ride on and ride well.